Welcome to the Deepak Saini Show.
He said he gon' huff and puff and blow my mind up. You meet the island girl, she might dirty wind up.
Welcome to the Deepak Saini Show. I'd like to thank J23 for the intro music. You can find a link to her music in the show description. Today is a special episode. It is season 3, episode 1, and we're doing something different with season 3. There's going to be a little bit more of me and some solo sods, if you will. We'll still have some guests and whatnot, but we're going to do a little bit more me and a little bit more sharing. So I thought I'd kick us off with episode 1 of season 3 by flipping the tables and basically sharing basically the same questions that I ask my guests, the standard questions. So I hope you enjoy. So the question I always ask is like, how did you get started with this? So some of you have been following me for a long time. Some of you are brand new. Maybe this is the first episode you listen to. So I won't go so deep, but I'll give you some backstory here. So essentially, I'm a CPA by first profession. I went to university to learn business with a specialty in accounting. And I also have actually have another degree in sociology as well. But anyway, so I was in corporate accounting, in finance, mostly in energy for like 20 years. I was someone who always struggled with my health. I was always the chubby kid. I was morbidly obese at 18 years old, 100 pounds heavier than I am now. I would always get chronically sick as a kid. I had all these allergies and throat and ear infections and chronic bronchitis. At least so that's what they said. All the time. I was constantly sick as a kid, even into adulthood. I would literally get sick with some sort of chest congestion, coughing type of thing, 3 to 4 times a year for like 4 to 6 weeks at a time. That is a big chunk of your year that you're just like feeling like crap. But where it really came to head to me was in 2014. I had started to do a lot of cardio, excess cardio, if you will, running, doing 10Ks and half marathons, et cetera, working my way up to the marathon, just really pounding the pavement, doing that chronic cardio. And I ended up hurting my back. So it's 2014. My youngest daughter was a baby. I had no flexion, meaning I could not bend over at the waist. Made it very painful and very difficult to put on my socks, put on my shoes, getting in and out of a chair, including on and off of the toilet. But I could not pick up my youngest daughter out of her crib. I could not pick up a 10-pound baby out of her crib. So that was my low point. Really, I didn't recognize it myself at the time, but I totally was in depression. I couldn't golf anymore. I wasn't running. I couldn't play with my older daughter. I couldn't pick up my younger daughter. I like to say the Western medical system did me no favors. Got the runaround through the system, misdiagnosis, ineffective treatments, you name it. Finally got sick and tired of it and just, looked for a modality. I started doing research, looked for a modality to heal my back primarily. I found PRP, or platelet-rich plasma treatments. I won't get into what that is. You can look that up yourself, but I use that as a way to start to heal my back. In conjunction with that, I made lifestyle changes to just bring inflammation down so my back wouldn't hurt and the PRP would work better. For me, that started primarily through nutrition, better sleep, a few other lifestyle things, but really nutrition was the big thing. And I just went cold turkey, eating clean. And again, that's evolved over time. And again, for those of you who follow me, you kind of know my journey on that. But lo and behold, the PRP worked better. I had less inflammation throughout my body and from the PRP itself, which triggers inflammatory response so that you can actually heal from the treatment in itself. And the last 60 of the 100 pounds I lost melt away in a matter of months. It was my colleagues, coworkers, business associates who just saw the outside manifestation, the weight loss, right? No one ever sees the inside struggles we have, just the outside. So that started asking me like, hey, what are you doing? Can I take out for lunch? Can I buy you coffee? And they just wanted to know about the weight loss. And so I started, sharing these resources. Like, I learned this, and here's a book I read, and here's a blog et cetera, et cetera. And then after a while of doing this, I was like, I kind of actually like this. And I was always someone who was, gave back. I coached youth sports when I was younger. I was always looked at as a mentor in the workplace, et cetera, et cetera. So that came very naturally to me. So started doing that, and I was like, hey, I actually kind of like this. Maybe there's something here. And to be quite honest, I was a little dissatisfied with my work after 20 plus years in the corporate world and the grind. And I'd worked my way into management at that point and had big teams and all that kind of stuff. Many of you listening might resonate with that. I was just, I want to do something different. I actually like this. So I started what, we now know in our culture as a side hustle. Nobody called it back then. Got some early certifications, primarily nutrition, lifestyle, and personal training, et cetera. Even though I'd worked out for my entire life, or almost my entire life, I wanted to make that official. So some early certifications, and started working part-time with people, weight loss and back pain, people who are like me. But as I evolved myself into what I wanted for myself, I forgot, it kind of broke that mindset of that limited or scarcity mindset, if you will, of like, what is available for me? What does life have in store for me? And knew that I had all these new possibilities. Why can't I be a centenarian? Why can't I live healthy till 100 plus, or certainly into old age? And I've a bunch of disease markers and stuff in my family history and all that, but like, just like, why can't I? Why not? And I started exuding that for myself in my own personal practices. People started to notice and started to work with me specifically for that. So essentially, I have three business segments that I work with. Two are health related. One is business related, and I'll talk about that really briefly in a second. But essentially work with people in their inner game using timeline therapy, hypnosis, and NLP to really get over their negative emotions, limiting beliefs, et cetera, so they can be the best versions of themselves, show up how they want to show up. I incorporate that in my health coaching as well. And started out, again, weight loss, back pain. It's evolved into so much more. I do advanced labs with people, DNA testing, microbiome testing, biological age versus chronological age, all your blood markers, et cetera, and come up with a comprehensive plan for you to live and age gracefully and healthy into your later years. You don't necessarily have to be a centenarian like me. That might not be your goal, but incorporating all that data with what you actually want, your ethnicity, cultural factors, et cetera, come up with a blueprint for you to be the best version of yourself from a health point of view. And those people also get that inner game work really to get over those emotions and limiting beliefs as well. And then, as I'll just really briefly say, it was actually a bunch of my health coaching clients who early on who knew about my background as being in business and as an accountant, et cetera, that started asking me for business advice. So I got some more certifications and became essentially a business coach as well. And I kind of work with newer health entrepreneurs now for strictly business coaching. But the one common theme is, again, that inner game work I work on with my entrepreneur business coaching clients as well. But essentially, it was my own health journey that got me into starting working with others on their health journeys. And again, that's evolved over time. And again, I have a very comprehensive program now. So that's me. That's how I got to doing what I'm doing now. And I absolutely love it and making the impact I can in my clients' lives. The other question that I always ask my guests on the show is, what does my morning routine look like, or what's a non-negotiable for my health? So my morning routine kind of changes and has evolved certainly, but kind of changes, depends what's going on in the day. So I'll kind of talk about my current morning routine, and then more so what's the non-negotiables for me. So typically I get up and I gotta get dressed, and I gotta take the dog out, go take him for a walk so he can do his business. I come in, I prep my coffee, and then I get a big, not a big scoop, a little tablespoon of coconut oil, and I do oil pulling while I go to the bathroom. Then I make my coffee, play with the dog a little bit, a few minutes, make my coffee, and then I come to my office, and then I start on my day. And again, that's going to depend. Do I have content to write? Do I need to respond to emails? Do I have early morning meetings for business development, or just connecting, networking with people, or working with my clients? Do that for a little bit, and then I get my kids off to school, what have you. And then again, depending on my day, depending what my schedule looks like, I'll sometime in the morning to early afternoon will have my workout. And again, it's always some cardio and always stretching. Those are for sure non-negotiables, and then I'll strength train 2 to 4 times a week, depending on what's going on with the week. And then I will eat my first meal. So yes, I intermittent fast, and when I'm done my workout, then I'll have my first meal. And just in case anyone's wondering, my dog intermittent fasts as well. Basically, he eats when I eat. This just the way it is. So that's kind of the morning routine, roughly, or kind of the day routine. Non-negotiables for me. So cardio, at least 30 minutes every day. Lots of low-level movement. Again, I take my dog out, try and get outside as much as I can. I live up here in Canada. It's cold a lot of the time, but still got to get outside, try and get some fresh air, get some sunshine, take my dog out. A lot of low-level movement. Zone 2 cardio, 30 minutes a day, and then stretching. I have a very robust stretching routine. Remember, came over a back injury. I need to stay limber and loose and all that type of thing so I can perform how I want to perform and for my healthy aging as well. So, in 30 to 45 minutes of stretching. There's, your traditional stretching. There's some elements of yoga and Pilates in that routine as well. Every day that I'm home, I also go in my infrared sauna and do my meditation there. So that's also a non-negotiable for me. And then again, I fast most days as well. But how long I fast is going to sort of be day dependent. So that's my morning routine or non-negotiable. What is a golden nugget that I would like to leave with the audience, with anyone I talk to? Health is wealth. We got to take care of it, and it doesn't matter where you're coming from. It's never too late to start. If you're 40, you're 50, you're 75 or 80, we can always make improvements that are right for us. I'm really big on individuality and finding what's right for us. So wherever you're at, just start with a new habit and course correct from there. And that's what I would say. So that's basically really all I wanted to share in sort of in this solo-sode, the first solo-sode here, episode 1 of season 3. I'd love to hear your comments. If you have any questions, I might do some AMAs or Ask Me Anything podcasts later on in the season. I'll certainly put that out there in social media and whatnot for you to ask your questions. But yeah, that's it. And I just wanted to also remind everyone to also don't forget the show sponsor. Check it out at the end of the video. And there's always in the show notes description, there's always a link there for the show sponsor to get some discounts on some products. As well as my resources as well. I have some free, ebooks and guides and that sort of thing to help you improve your health in one way or another, your physical and or mental health. So yeah, I'm going to throw it back to J23, who's going to guide us out with some music. Actually, I'll just use this as a plug. J23 was actually a guest in season 2, early on in season 2. So check out her episode as well. So I'm going to throw it to J23, who's going to guide us out with some music. Check out today's show sponsor, and remember, thanks for listening to Deepak Saini Show. Exceptional results for the exceptional you. Till next time. This episode is brought to you by Optimizers. I love their product, Gluten Guardian. Now, I'm not celiac, but I am sensitive to gluten, and sometimes you just can't avoid it. You're out. Sometimes you just want to celebrate that birthday cake that your kids made, what have you. So I'll pop a couple of these pills just to help mitigate the inflammation and help break down the gluten that I may ingest sometimes. So Gluten Guardian also works with dairy as well. I take these occasionally, and click the link and you can save 10% off at least, if not more. Cheers.
Podcast produced by the Minted Green Company